fabulous Shimon? Welcome to The Movement, your new favorite podcast and show where no topic is off limits, where we talk all things health, wellness, mindset, weight loss, habits, self-love, confidence, interspersed with my own personal journey, real human shit, led with vulnerability and authenticity, and the space where you feel at home amongst your people. This is episode number 2, and I want to share something that is a little vulnerable, but also something that I hope that can really relate to you and something that you can take lessons from. So for the past while, and if I'm being really honest, probably on or off the last year or two, I have been really one foot in, one foot out in terms of a number of different aspects in my life. The first being my work, the second being this podcast, and the third being my living situation. And what happens when you live one foot in and one foot out is you don't fucking get anywhere. You actually have no capacity to move forwards because you are continuously holding yourself back. You are continuously having one foot in your comfort zone, one foot in the place where you cannot grow, and you have one foot in the place where you're trying to grow, but you end up doing the fucking splits and you're living in two different realities, sometimes over on the future side, sometimes over on the past side, and as a result, you literally get nowhere. So this is my commitment to diving the fuck in, jumping the fuck in, and actually going all in on my goals. Now, before I talk about this, there is an important distinction that I want to make. I fully disagree with the all or nothing mentality. The all or nothing mentality is something that says that in order to progress with any goal, you have to commit at 100% capacity and be perfect all of the fucking time. That is not what this is about, because I disagree with that. I believe that we are human beings. I believe that we all live a human experience, which we do. That's actually not a belief, that's a fact. And as a result of that, and particularly as a female, week to week, month to month, we go through ebbs and flows of moods, emotions, energy. And as a result of that, that means that in different parts of the month, we feel different things. We have different levels of energy. And that's not solely isolated to being a woman. That also is a human experience, but even more so being a woman, truly, that is a fact. And so I don't believe that as humans, but specifically women, we can show up at 100% capacity every single fucking day of our lives, because things happen, shit happens, life happens, unexpected curveballs occur. And so this is not about the all or nothing mentality, but rather this is about belief in self and stop having one foot back in the past or one foot in my comfort zone. So I feel like that is an important distinction. Regarding my work, if you know my story, if you're a new audience member, you won't know this. If you have watched me, been in my little sphere of the internet for quite some time, you will know this, but I'll give you a brief overview if you are new. 8 years ago, I started a weight loss coaching business after losing 50 kilos. I ran that for many years. It was very, very successful. I helped hundreds of women transform. Then I decided to compete in a bodybuilding show. I prepped for that show for 18 months. It got to a point where I was eating less than 1,400 calories a day, training twice a day, doing nearly 20,000 steps a day. And that completely fucked my relationship with myself, food, and my body. And on the back of that, I then moved to Portugal, so I was without my support network. Then I moved back to Australia, went through several really difficult life challenges, and through that entire process ended up regaining like 30 of the 50 kilos that I'd lost, nearly 30 kilos, like fell into a shame cycle, hated myself, fell into a deep depression, burnt my business to the ground, had some really fucking tough years, like 3 or 4 really fucking hard years financially, personally, mentally, seriously deep depression. And it took me a long time to build myself back up after that. When I decided to get my shit together, fitness was the first place that I addressed, because in my opinion, health and fitness, or health, is the foundation of self-improvement. When we focus on health promoting behaviors, showing up for ourselves, and even when we lose weight, it immediately positively impacts our energy, our self-perception. We start to feel disciplined again. There is a myriad of positive attributes that we gain as a result of focusing on our health. Then I started getting healthy again. I lost a bunch of weight. Then I decided that I wanted to rebuild my business. And essentially here we are. I help women who have struggled with yo-yo dieting their entire life or weight regain and the associated feelings of shame, judgment, fear, guilt, disappointment to get healthy again. We are back here again. But if I am being truly honest with myself, I have been honest with myself in my journal, but now with you, up until very recently, I was very much still 1 foot in, 1 foot out with my work goals because I struggle to believe that it is possible or that I am capable of leading my clients forward. It took a lot of self-honesty. It took a lot of self-work. It took a lot of working through my own shit. And it took a very honest, vulnerable conversation with my mentor to help me move through that, and that I have let that fucking go and decided that I am 100,000,000% the perfect woman, the perfect person, the perfect coach to guide my clients, the clients who have struggled with what I have moved myself through by myself. I am the perfect coach for them. And this is maybe something that I shouldn't be admitting publicly. This is something that I doubt hardly any other human being would do, is admit publicly that they doubted their own work. But that's the fucking truth. And if you are someone who has experienced quote unquote failure, then it's really fucking hard to get back into the very thing that you feel like you failed at. Because of my weight regain, I feel like I failed being a good coach. Is that true? No, that's not entirely true. It's not like a fact. However, that is my perception of my actions. And so the story that I created is that I am a failure because I regained that weight, and that I was not going to be a good coach because I experienced that. So getting back into the very thing that I feel like I failed at has been incredibly difficult. I have noticed some self-sabotage patterns. I have noticed some self-sabotage behaviors showing up, behaviors that I haven't experienced for years. And that has been a very interesting experience and a good fuck you also, but a good reminder. Fuck you as in, it's so fucking annoying. Like, fuck you to these self-sabotage behaviors. Like, I thought I'd dealt with you, brother. Why the fuck are you back here? But it just goes to show that the work is actually never done. New level, new devil. It's truly fucking fascinating that when you level up, the same shit that you thought that you dealt with rears its ugly motherfucking head again. And it's like, hi, I'm back. Let's fucking go again, bitch. And you're like, fuck you, you little shit. I worked so hard to get rid of you. Why are you back here? But that is what happens. That's how our brain works. It just fucking is what it is. We have to continue to show up. We have to continue to move through this shit and just fucking work on it. But that exact same thing is what my clients struggle with, because they feel like they failed weight loss because they regained weight, and they're trying to get back into that very thing that they feel like they failed at. So not only can I deeply relate to my clients because I experienced that myself in the weight loss process, I've now very recently experienced that with my own work, with my own coaching. And so I could not relate more deeply with where my clients are at in acknowledging that it's so fucking hard to get restarted at the very thing that you failed at. So that's the first thing I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out about, and have chosen to go fucking fully all in about. The second thing that I've been 1 foot in, 1 foot out about is this motherfucking podcast. If you've been around the traps, you wouldn't know that I used to have a podcast. It was a different one. And I would start and stop and start and stop and start and stop and start and stop. And I, again, let's be fully fucking honest, because that's what this podcast is all about, led with authenticity and vulnerability. I was actually super outcome focused about my podcast, and I was allowing the number of downloads to affect what I thought of it. And what I mean by that is My downloads were okay. They weren't amazing, but I allowed the number of downloads to be the dictator or metric of success. And when you allow the outcome to be the metric of success, you're going to be pretty fucking disappointed. So again, I will fully own that that was actually the fucking case. I would look at how many people listen to the podcast and I'm like, well, obviously people don't like it, or what's the point in putting in all of this effort? Because honestly, podcasts are so much fucking work. You record them, you edit them. It takes like 3 times as long to edit it, because however long this is, you then have to listen through and stop, edit it. So the entire process of a podcast, which is a free piece of content, is a shitload of work. And so I didn't feel like the benefit to input or the effort to benefit ratio was very even. I was putting in a lot of fucking effort and not really getting anything out of it. And so I allowed that to be the reason why I was so uncertain about the podcast. But as I said before, the truth is, if you allow the outcome to be the fucking metric of success, you are forever going to be disappointed. Same goes with your weight loss journey. If you allow the fucking scale to be your only sole metric and dictator of success, and if it doesn't go in your favor, or if it doesn't move at a rate that you perceive successful or that you think should be the rate that it should be going at, or if you feel disappointed by the result, if that is the only metric of success that you are tracking, or if that outcome is the only thing that you are allowing to dictate how you feel about something, then you are constantly going to be fucking disappointed, because the scale fluctuates at different times of the day, at different times of the week, different times of the month. It goes up and fucking down. It could go up because you have more sodium or drink more water or haven't done a shit, or if you eat less sodium or drink less water, or if you have a big meal the night before, or there is a literal fucking metric shit ton of reasons as to why the scale will fluctuate. And so if you are constantly allowing the outcome to be your determinant of success, you will fucking give up. And so I made that mistake with my podcast. Hence why this time around, fucking psychopath has committed to 365 days of daily uploads minus Sundays. So however many Sundays are in a year, I guess 1248, so that means 350, be about 312 uploads from September through September 2025. And what I am focusing on is not the outcome, not how many people tune into this, not how many downloads this has, not how many watches this has on YouTube. By the way, if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, this is also on YouTube. Or if you're watching on YouTube, this is also a podcast. Because cross fucking platform here, motherfucker. But what I am focusing on is the process. I'm going to be focusing on getting better at this. I'm going to be focusing on practicing, on public speaking, on talking. Because guess what? One day, I hope, I will be actually. Let's reframe that. I will be a public speaker. I am going to be standing on stages, sharing my story, and helping women redefine what health is, learn how to fucking love themselves, become confident, stop allowing what they look like to determine their worth, and live their best motherfucking lives. So how do I get on that stage? Well, I've got to practice speaking. Yes, I need to start speaking in person. That is next on the agenda. But the first place to start doing that is getting good speaking. That's what we're doing here. So I'm going to be focusing on the process. I'm going to be focusing on speaking. I'm going to be focusing on consistency. I'm going to be focusing on showing up when no one fucking listens or no one fucking watches, and show up fucking anyway. Because do you know what happens over time when you continually show up? Your effort compounds. It compounds over time. That is what we are focusing on. Compounded effort over time. Same approach you should take with your weight loss. Compound your effort over time. The third place I've been one foot in, one foot out in my life is my living situation. If you know anything about me, you will know that I currently live in Port Macquarie, and I have spent 6 months over the last 12 months, 3 months in the Gold Coast, 3 months in Brisbane, because the truth is I want to move to Queensland. And guess what? I'm fucking scared. I am really fucking scared because it's jumping completely outside of my comfort zone. I am so comfortable here in Port Macquarie. Everything is so easy and so convenient. And moving to Queensland, although my intuition is fucking screaming at me, it is fucking scary. So I did a 3-month stint on the Gold Coast to see if I wanted to live on the Gold Coast. And then I did a 3-month stint in Brisbane to see if I wanted to live in Brisbane and which one I liked better. In saying that, that was actually a brilliant thing to do. If you want to move interstate, or if you have a big decision that you want to make and you have the ability to, do a little trial period if you can. So I did that, and I have been wanting to do it, scared to do it, not taking action, being fucking annoyed by my inaction. And guess what? In October, I am moving to Brisbane. Literally a month away, I'm moving to Brisbane. I've told about 3 people that. So if you're listening to this or watching this, you are now part of my inner circle who knows that. Because guess what? I fucking no longer want to be living 1 foot in, 1 foot out in these areas of my life. And I strongly encourage you to do the same. If you are living 1 foot in, 1 foot out, if you are not taking action on something and you're like kind of scared to take action, you sort of take a bit of action and then you scurry back to your comfort zone, I strongly encourage you to stop doing that, to dive the fuck in and to fuck around and find out. Because guess what? We only have one shot on this planet. We only have one fucking life. And don't be like me. Don't do what I've done for the last like fucking 12 or 18 months and live 1 foot in and 1 foot out and walk around in fucking circles and get nowhere. Because guess what? That feels shit. It's frustrating. And like I just said, you literally get nowhere by doing that. And if you have goals or dreams or aspirations or things that you want to achieve in your life, you are the only person fucking responsible for making that happen. You are the only person who can do that. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to make things easier. No one is coming to make things more comfortable. If you want to go and fucking achieve something in your life, you have to dive the fuck in. You have to jump in the deep end and learn how to fucking swim. It is going to suck for a while. It will feel scary as fuck. I am so scared. I have tears in my eyeballs right now thinking about it. I'm so scared to move to Brisbane. And honestly, that's fucking ridiculous because I have an inbuilt group of friends up there. I have friends up there. I'm moving into the most beautiful, comfortable, loving little space, a little 1-bedroom apartment. It's going to be amazing, but I'm fucking scared because it's jumping outside of my comfort zone. But my intuition has been fucking screaming at me to move to Brisbane or to move to Queensland, first of all, and then Brisbane, second of all. And finally, I'm making the move. I'm jumping in. I'm scared as fuck. But what is on the other side of jumping outside of your comfort zone and facing your fear and doing it anyway is so much personal growth. It is becoming the woman, the version of you who makes you feel really fucking proud. It is where growth occurs. It is where we evolve as humans. It is where we step into a new version of ourselves. It is where we claim to fucking be this version of ourselves who makes us fucking proud. And that is the version of us who will actually achieve shit. Not the version of us who either is 1 foot in, 1 foot out, or who stays in their comfort zone and chooses to never grow and never evolve and never do anything that they're scared of and never fucking take action on shit that they want to do in their life. So don't do what I did. Don't wait 12 or 18 months to fucking go and do shit. Be braver than me. Be more courageous than me and take this lesson from me holding myself back and not backing myself and not believing in myself and go and do the damn thing. And if that thing is wanting to lose weight after weight regain, I am 100,000,000% the perfect person for you. My program Restart is a 6-week program that guides you through the 6 steps that you need in order to overcome shame, forgive yourself, build a positive relationship with food, get really fucking aware of your negative self-talk and the things that you are telling yourself that are holding you back, and step into the version of you who is capable of not only losing weight, but maintaining your weight loss results for the maintaining your weight loss results for the rest of your life. If you're interested, you will find an application link in the show notes or the description of this video / podcast. Go ahead and apply, and I look forward to hearing from you. If that is not something that interests you and you're just here for the content, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of my process. Thank you for letting me share. Thank you for affording me the space to be vulnerable, because I know that whoever's listening to this fully relates and is a very kind human, because that is the type of people who are in my world. So I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I will catch you tomorrow. Bye.